Hold on a second. This looks somehow familiar. This looks familiar too. Don't tell me that's the Atraxa deck again. Yes, it is. And this also. That's the Dimir deck. Welcome everybody to the latest episode. Today I invite you to a roundtable discussion centered around a topic that has been on my mind for months. I'm questioning whether Magic has a future for new Magic the Gathering casual players, but let me begin by sharing my own experience. I started playing MTG Arena from the very beginning and later transitioned to Steam when it became available there. However, one issue has become increasingly apparent and seems to be spiraling out of control. Especially in ranked games, when you're looking to enjoy a variety of matches, you often find yourself facing only 2 or 3 repetitive decks. The extent of this repetition has become staggering, and it appears to be escalating. This trend is not limited to specific ranks. I have encountered these identical decks across all levels of play, including unranked matches. And this leads me to ponder, why are people increasingly drawn to copying existing decks? I've always thought that Magic is a game that encourages players to exercise their creativity by crafting their own unique decks, allowing for imaginative card choices and combinations. First and foremost, I want to make it clear that I have a genuine affection for playing MTG Arena and taking pleasure in constructing my own decks. I'm fully aware that my deck creations might not consistently match the caliber of those designed decks, and I have no qualms about facing off against these decks, as I recognize that they are constructed on a different level of expertise. If that weren't the case, I would simply opt to engage with other gaming options, but what truly draws me to this game is the dynamic interplay between diverse decks. What has always captivated me about Magic is the opportunity to encounter one-of-a-kind decks fashioned by individuals. Regrettably, this sentiment seems to have become a rarity in today's landscape, and I genuinely miss that. Unfortunately, a noticeable shift has indeed taken place, impacting all ranks and even extending to unranked matches, which is quite surprising. I even discovered that when I search for MTG Arena current new meta decks, there are available lists that people are adopting. This raises the question, why do individuals choose to engage with MTG Arena if they are primarily adopting other decks for their gameplay? What drives this trend and its purpose? Is the allure of winning through proven decks overshading the joy of crafting something original? This divergence from what initially drew many of us to the game is a topic worth pondering, because it also reduces the attractiveness for new players. MTG Arena distinguishes itself from games like Counter-Strike, Dota 2, Mobile Legends or even chess, as it doesn't solely rely on skills. This is due to the possibility of obtaining the same cards and assembling identical decks. You can acquire cards and construct decks. So my question is, what sets apart a player ranked 10th from a player who is ranked 1200, for example, when both are using the Atraxa ramp deck? Is it purely the time invested in the game, or does it simply rely on the shuffler providing good cards? The essential question arises, why aren't more players inclined to create their own unique decks? Why maintain a ranking system when a significant number of players within the top 400 ranks are using the exact same deck? What impact does this trend have, and what motivations exist beyond mere victory? I mean, the most significant problem here is the absence of creativity and enjoyment. Encountering the same Atraxa deck for the 40th time or the Dimir deck for the 20th time makes the game monotonous and devoid of incentives. Even in unranked matches, I continue to encounter these identical decks even when ranks aren't involved. In this space, players should be exploring their own decks or experimenting with fun, unique decks. However, it's evident that people are becoming excessively focused on competition. This is precisely why, in my perspective, traditional paper Magic is vastly more exciting than MTG Arena. There you encounter an array of casual Magic players, each with their distinct decks. The primary focus is on fun rather than fierce competition. To sum up, MTG Arena seems confined despite its extensive array of cards and sets. For me, paper Magic exudes more allure and excitement. Largely due to the diverse decks I encounter, it's an environment centered around enjoyment rather than a relentless rivalry. It raises the question, what's the point of having 1,000 cards available if people consistently gravitate towards the same 50 cards? Shieldred stands as a prime example, with nearly every deck revolving around it for months. I'm eager to hear your insights on this matter. Have you also observed this surge in repetition? How do you navigate through this? Do you adopt those common decks? Which formats do you prefer? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Yes, and thank you for listening, and see you next time. Bye bye.